Is there a reason you're not a fan of Grounded? Who said that? I have like how many videos do I have it on my channel? Who said I wasn't a fan of it? I don't remember ever saying that. If you're asking why I criticize the game, it's because it has a lot of flaws in it and I wanted the game to get better. But people, so I see a lot of people is like, they'll see like a YouTube short and be like, you're complaining about the game. Well, go watch the 100 videos I made where I wasn't complaining about the game, and go watch the 30 to 45 minute videos where I literally sat down and went through everything I thought should be changed and how it could be changed to make the game better, and they didn't do anything about it. You're constantly criticizing it. I'm just not. I just explained everything to you. You don't have to apologize. You're fine. Literally go back and go through my channel and look for the videos during early access where I talked about how the upgrade system should have been changed, how they could have improved base raids, how the story was not the story from all the story content after from 1.0 and beyond. Well, at one point, everything after 1.0 feels like somebody was just like, you know what, we got to finish this game now, and they just threw it together haphazardly. All the stuff that's come out after the most recent couple of updates, I can guarantee you was planned for 1.0, and they didn't get it in. I only know you through your shorts. Well, you're only seeing the shorts where I criticize it because, unfortunately, on YouTube, negativity gets pushed more than positivity. I can show you countless examples of that. You can go to a channel where someone says, like, I could say, if I did the video, the 10 things I like most about Grounded, and then I did the 10 things I hate most about Grounded, the one where I say the 10 things I hate most would get 10x the views, guaranteed, absolutely 100%. I've seen it on other channels. There's a baseball channel I watch where the guy was like, it was like the 10 worst contracts ever. And then there was another one that was the 10 best contracts ever. The one that was 10 worst contracts ever got 10 times the views. People just feed on negativity. That's why they get pushed more. I don't push them to get the negativity. I just put out my opinions. I mean, if you disagree with what I've said in my YouTube shorts, you're more than welcome to, we can have a conversation right now. What do you disagree with what I said? Tell me what I said in a short and why you disagree with it. And I can tell you my point of view in more than a 30-second clip. The game being rushed. Okay. Here, we'll just, look, I'm going to do this just for you. Since you came by, you started chatting. Here's what I'll tell you. When did you start playing the game? For me to give you context, I need to know when you actually started playing the game. Before the super duper update. Okay, so here, let me explain something to you. Okay, when the game launched, it had 30 minutes of content. It had 30 minutes of story. You basically repaired the mysterious machine, went and talked to Burgle, and then you were done. Like, that was it. I played the game the day it launched, and then I stopped playing it because there was literally nothing to do except randomly wander around. Okay. And this was July. This was July 2020. I started playing it again April or May of 2021. At that point, they had added the Pond Lab, the Hedge Lab. Was the Haze? I don't think the Haze Lab was open. They added those two things. And then shortly after was the Shroom and Doom update, which I think was June 2021. That's when they added the Haze Lab. I don't know. I don't remember the exact timelines here. You have 30 hours. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm not going to go through the entire history of the game. I'm trying to tell you when I started playing. I started playing in April 2021. The Shroom and Doom update was the best update the game ever had. And I think that was in June. It's sometime around this time period. It was May or June. Shroom and Doom was the best update. And then everything after that started going downhill. So that's when they added the upgrade system, which was completely unnecessary. But the first version of the upgrade system was okay. Then they modified the upgrade system to make it super grindy. And they nerfed everything. Every weapon, every armor and weapon. So you had to max them out. You had to max them out at level 9 to get back to the same stats as before the upgrade system. So if you've never experienced that, you don't understand. You've never experienced that. For those of us that did, you will imagine you have a level 9 weapon right now, but before once you unlock that weapon, it was basically level 9. So there was no wasting dozens of hours upgrading something, right? After that, they made the upgrade system worse. They made it worse. They made it even more grindy. Then they changed it again, whatever. Anyway, okay. All that aside, the lower yard was pretty well paced, and other than the wolf spiders, pretty balanced. Now, once you know how to kill a wolf spider, it becomes easy. But like for the average person, the wolf spiders are really like mini bosses right now, right? Okay, so then now we have 1.0. Here's what happened. Have you finished the game? Because I don't want to spoil anything for you. Have you beat the game? Because if you haven't beat the game, I'm gonna keep this spoiler free for you. You've already seen the ending, but haven't completed it yet. Okay, well let me here. I'm gonna keep it kind of minor. The people here that know what I'm talking about know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna keep it spoiler free for you. In 1.0, here's what they did. You finish the lower yard, get sent to the upper yard, and can finish the game within a couple of hours. If you follow the story exactly how it tells you, you can finish the game within a couple of hours and not have to explore 3/4 of the upper yard, 3/4 of the upper yard, and you also don't have to fight any of the optional bosses, which most of the bosses in the game are, and you can beat the game. That's where it feels rushed. So you'll spend the first 10 to 20 hours doing the lower yard, and then you'll go to the upper yard and literally just the game can be over. The upper yard is almost the same size as the lower yard. It has a fraction of the content. It has, once you get up there, you'll notice like there's not really any biomes. There's just a giant grasslands area that has the same enemies scattered around it. It feels like they threw that shit together so fast. I'm never going to change my opinion on the game because the game was rushed. As someone who has 1,400 hours in the game was rushed. It could have been better. And nothing they've done after 1.0 has made the game better. It's why I'm not playing it anymore. The extra inventory space and zipper made the game better. Not if you had already beat the game. How do they help me if I already beat the game? They help the small number of people that played it after those were added, that probably still aren't finishing the game, by the way. You want me to tell you a secret? If they never added the strength and weakness system and didn't add the upgrades in with all the candy bullshit, if they didn't add that stuff, you wouldn't have to carry around 5 weapons and all this other crap to swap back and forth when you're fighting different enemies. If you want to be efficient, you'd literally just be able to pick a weapon and use it all the time because that's your favorite weapon, which means you would have 29 free inventory slots instead of having 10 of them taken up by gear. The thing is, once you beat the game, every update adds new stuff. To get into the labs, you have to backtrack and it's annoying to go back. Yeah, well, that's because that stuff should have been added before the game was released. They made a lot of wrong choices, but they didn't make all the wrong choices. Listen, if you look at the choices they made, they took a game that could have just been like the game I'm playing right now that I was just showing you guys. Obviously, it's much more simple, but the way the game works, without spoiling it, is you make the primitive. I made the primitive axe and pickaxe, right? And then plus like leather armor. The next step is there's tier 2 axe and pickaxe and armor. And then there's like a tier 3 axe and pickaxe and armor. There's just tiers. It's not, oh, you crafted the primitive. Imagine this. Imagine the game I was just playing. I craft the primitive axe, but instead of the stats it has right, I'm just making up numbers here. I think it had like 9 damage or something. Let's say it had 9 damage. That's what it has now. Imagine it with the grounded upgrade system. So we have the upgrade system. Instead, I have to craft the axe. We'll call it the PA. We'll craft the primitive axe. And it has 1 damage. And then I have to upgrade it 8 times to get it to the 9 damage. But guess what? I'm not going to waste tier 2 and tier 3 upgrade resources to get it to 9. So what I'm going to be left with is a primitive axe that at most has probably 5 damage, which is what? That's 5 ninths of what it would have been, meaning it's like 55% efficient. So it's 55% of what it should have been. Instead, as you do the quest, you'll unlock the ability to make the tier 2 axe, which does more damage, and I don't have to upgrade it. So it's unnecessary. It is padding. It is literally fluff put into a game. They make RPG games, so what they did was they took a survival game, and they're like, well, this is only a 10-hour game, guys, so we're going to have to put in some systems to make it take 20 to 30 hours. So they took a bunch of RPG systems that they have from other games, threw them in there to pad the game time. What did it add to the game? Does anybody actually enjoy going out and farming a bunch of fucking rocks to upgrade your weapon or upgrade your armor? Does it even make sense? Does it even make sense to break rocks to upgrade your goddamn armor. It does not. It makes absolutely zero sense. The plates before made sense, but if they would have just did, like I said, if you want to have an upgrade system, have 3 upgrades. You upgrade it once, twice, and then a third time, and you're done. The way the upgrade system is in the game, there is no reason to ever upgrade tier 1 or tier 2 stuff. There's no reason to ever upgrade tier 1, and you should only upgrade tier 2, maybe to level 5. So you have tier 1 and 2 tier gear that literally is useless because you can't even upgrade it because there's no reason to upgrade it. Because by the time you get the upgrade stuff for it and can craft the upgrade rocks, because they gated those, you've moved on to tier 3, and 3/4 of the stuff in the game is irrelevant. And people are asking for more bugs with more armor and weapons. For what? They added the upgrade system, which to me was if you could remove that, the game would be 100 times better. But then they added a base defense. They added a base raids. What are you supposed to defend your base with? Those stupid spike traps that any beefy enemy breaks in one shot. A turret, which sucks. You have to craft all this crap for it. It has limited range because of the way it can move around. So you have to put it in. You can't cover your entire. If you build a giant base, you can't cover it all with one turret. Even if you build a small base, it's hard. And then the turrets suck. Upgrade grind definitely turned me away. Yeah, I made multiple videos, which I know they watched my videos, and they decided to do what they wanted, which is their prerogative. And it was my prerogative to then come back and say, I don't agree with it. The entire community talks so much crap on you. You're literally the only person that speaks up. Everyone just goes with the narrative. Well, the funny thing is I don't see anything they say because I left their Discord and don't care about what they say. They want feedback. Yeah, they don't want feedback that criticizes anything they've done. They want feedback that reinforces the choices they've made. So let's be honest. Let's look at it though. Of all the content creators around the game that were solely focused on the game, who grew the most? The person that was honest and criticized them and provided constructive feedback, or the people that sucked up to them? I mean, the numbers speak for that. I commend you for your honesty. I appreciate that, dude. I know, like, even if you disagree with me, that's fine.